Good afternoon to one and all, to the inhabitants of French Quarter, Orient Bay, Oyster Point, and Conceil. This afternoon, we are here to talk about domestic violence. I have with me two professionals, which is Janine Arnel and Rousseau Marie-Paul. We want to say to you all tonight, this afternoon, that you must not be silenced when it's become to domestic violence. You have to come out and you have to talk. But the professionals will give you all. Thank you very much.
Bonjour, bonjour à tous et merci. Merci beaucoup. Merci de nous avoir invités, Madame Barry. Effectivement, donc aujourd'hui nous allons parler de la violence faite aux femmes. Comme vous le savez, hein, l'association CSI, le Centre symphorien d'insertion, et également donc nous avons mutualisé avec l'association RSI, qui est Répit Solidarité Insertion. Nous avons régulièrement, donc je dirais chaque année, un événement autour de la violence faite aux femmes. Nous avons des meetings avec des familles. Nous rencontrons également des enfants qui nous parlent des situations à la maison. Ça c'est CSI RSI. So I always say that my name is, as you said, Marie-Paul Rousseau. The association is CSI, Centre symphorien d'insertion. And with Madame Glency Flemen, we mutualized the association that Répit Solidarité Insertion. So we work on both with concern the abused women. Today is really important to speak about that. This is something each year we have this we have a meeting with for this and this cases. So we can have also meeting with the women and also for them to be far from their house. We do a gala of lunch, things like this, and speak about. But it's the day that the women, they're taking care of them. It's their day. Okay. Today we're not going to speak especially about abusement because this exists also. It's both. So what was important to say, I'm going to try to say it in French and again with the gendarme and the social, also with some companies for traveling. That means if the family have to travel, we're doing that also. If the family have to move from the island, because you see the island small, we did it also. We have 4 families that we after Irma, we moved those families from Saint Martin to make another life, and they are well. All is well with them. We still have people suffering. We have women suffering. We have also men. We have the families, the children suffering. So what I did want to speak about today is you have something on this island, also national. But for the moment, I'm in Saint Martin. I'm going to speak about Saint Martin. Not going too far. I'm going to stay in French Quarter. You have the problem, economic problems. You have also the stress. The families, when they meet in those kind of cases, they cannot manage and they're not asking for help. This is economic. You have the part of jealousy. That means in the family, the couple, they can have, the man can be jealous, the woman can be jealous. It can be a play between them. Young couples, they have to stop that. They have to start stopping that. Je veux dire, l'exercice, le jeu de je suis jaloux de toi, tu es jaloux de moi, c'est pas ça. The family is not that. They have the education, they have the cultural also, l'éducation culturelle. That means they see maybe their grandmother or their parents, they see that. And but they didn't see the love that they have, the real love. They see the problems between their parents, or some of them didn't really have parents. So when I speaking about cultural, for them, c'est une culture. If you beat me, that means you love me. Non, non, non. On ne frappe pas les femmes parce qu'on aime la femme. You're not beaten a woman or man because we love them. Non, c'est pas ça. C'est pas ça l'amour du tout. Ça, c'est pas l'amour. So this thing of is cultural, they have to stop. This thing of playing, okay. And you have also things coming back, yes, is the provocation. Provocation. I will not come today to cry, okay? Is things that people have to start working on it. We have a big situation. We have in Saint Martin, we have la Maison des Femmes. They speak a lot about la Maison des Femmes. They have videos and concern la Maison des Femmes, a lot of information. I'm going to leave this part to Madame Janine Arnel. But these are solutions. But inside of their house, or also outside. When a woman at home or outside, sorry for what I'm going to say, huh? Because we can speak about la violence faite aux femmes. I'm going to speak like that. Huh? I said I'm not going to cry. The femme have to start to be a woman or a mother at home. C'est dur ce que je vais dire. Hein? I'm not for the violence. The man also. Okay? That means you have an attitude to have inside of your house and outside. And our culture, we're going to speak about this. The woman not going out in pyjama. Tu comprends? Neither in bensuit. They have all those carnival where the woman did a carnival last year naked. You understand me about that?
Yes.
So when you live in your house naked, you understand? You're going outside on a carnival naked. This is something that we have to work on it, to speak to all the young ladies, to tell them tomorrow you will be a wife, you will have your beautiful wedding, you're going to be a mother. So we have to do an education on that. This is the part of provocation. The man also provocates. You have also the education for the man. That means the man that you see today, all of them. Sorry, Madame Arnel, I'm going to leave you all the technical parts.
Non, mais tu es très bien là.
Oui. The man that you're going to see, the young man that you're going to see today, he have 16 years or 17 years, he have already a baby. They have their children already at that age. Mm-hmm. That means the grandmother she have 50 years yet. So this child who maybe saw already his father beaten, abusing the mother, this for him is love. He's going to do the same thing. The young lady now, who saw maybe her mother have children to children waiting for the calf money. Sorry, children of la calf exist. And the children of la calf, les héritiers de la calf, they're doing also the same thing. And when they have their children, they're trying to give all the love, you know. But those mothers, they do not forget they was young. They get this baby young. That means they really have an education about who I am. I am a young lady. No, I am a young woman. I'm going to do a life. And I'm going to maybe meet someone that I'm going to love. I'm going to marry this person. Because I know all those kind of, comment on dit fiançailles, ça n'existe pas, hein, fiançailles. Comment on dit fiançailles?
They had courtship, engagement.
Engagement. You have no more this thing of engagement, hein?
No.
Voilà, boum boum, je fais un enfant, boum boum, je cherche une maison, boum boum, je cherche la carte, boum boum, machin. Tu comprends? So now, for us to have all those information, when you're working with because with the association and Conceil de quartier, we're working with a family. We're thinking that, okay, this is a young lady who just come out from school and maybe she want her help. No, she have already 2 children. And when you're working with a mother, she tell me, yes, okay, I need a help from the grandmother. The grandmother maybe more younger than me. Ça veut dire l'éducation qu'on doit faire pour ces jeunes enfants-là. On n'arrive pas à faire l'éducation. You know, we cannot do this education. So one this young lady, she want to move. She not move. She young. She want to go. Okay, jump up carnaval. Ça existe, hein? Moi je vous parle de ce qui existe. For this reason, I'm not going to cry. Have an education. Now, all what we was doing, our meeting with the femmes battues, we have now to go deeper. Ça veut dire, start to do recensement. We're doing already the recensement. But start back with the school. Okay, now I know that you want to be the best college of France. But in your school, maybe you have les jeunes filles mères. Receive us concern this jeunes filles mères. Because the most of the jeunes filles mères, they can be in the mother house. Tu vois? The parents don't have nothing. Il y en a beaucoup qui n'ont pas de manger, à manger. Ils n'ont rien du tout. Hein? That means when you see a grandmother who said, I need a help for the retirement. Okay? The grandmother for the retirement. But this money is to give to her daughter. But the daughter going to give it to the child, and the child going to give it to the baby. C'est exactement ce qu'on a ici. Hein. On n'a pas un statut normal. We cannot say, OK, les femmes battues, la femme battue de 50, 60 ans. Hein. On ne vous parle pas de la femme battue de 50, 60 ans. Hein. On est à 50 ans à moins, hein. On n'est pas à plus. Hein. On est vraiment en bas, en fait. Et pour éviter ça, la jeune fille, là, la jeune fille, c'est déjà éviter cette provocation à la maison. Et le jeune homme là, qui lui, the boy also, just like the lady, naked. I know if you see the boy naked, hein? No pants. Hein? Comment on dit ça? On voit leur sous-vêtement là. Comment on dit de sous-vêtement? Le jockey vous dit ça? Hein?
His under.
Oui, c'est comme ça, tu vois? Are you a man? Tu comprends? So when they are coming with this violence of, okay, I was with my friend, I taken alcohol, I taken drug, I going home. Tu comprends? It's a base also they have to have. Someone have to take care of those young boys. Someone have to say, you know, because you see them like this. But a day I saw a beautiful young boy. He was holding like this a baby. I know if he had 18 years, I don't think so. Next to him had this his little girlfriend, but walking, don't really mind about the baby. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire? The only thing that she knows, she being pregnant, she did this baby, the baby come, we need milk for the baby. And at the end, I don't know if you meet in those cases in the Conceil de quartier. You have a man who come in to see the association crying and said, you know, I cannot see my child because the mother need la CAF. She said she cannot put my name. I want to raise my child. So this is a base that we have. Already start with this, and really we're going to come back on la violence faite aux femmes. It's really sad what happened. Something happened in French Quarter. It's not the first one. Eh? It's not the first one. We have a lot. We have also women who was in jail and Bemao, most of them, that CSI follow. But when they came back to the jail, they came back at home, I'm going to say, they saw that the baby, come a child of 4 years, 5 years, the father was here taking care of the child. And what the women do, they beat them, they abuse the man. Tu comprends ce que je veux dire? Donc on a des deux sens. La femme battue et l'homme battu. Et je suis pas à Marigot là. Hein. Je parle de quartier d'Orléans. Ils sont nombreux. And a lot now of young ladies, women, a slap for them, he love me. Ils doivent arrêter ça. Elles doivent vraiment arrêter ça. Oh, okay, I leave you the baby because I spoke about provocation and games. They leave in the baby. This is a reality in French Quarter. I'm not from Margot. I'm from French Quarter. They have the baby. They leave in the baby with the father the young father, who work all the day. He work, eh? He coming home. I know. He coming home. No food. You want to be a woman. You want to have a baby. You want to have a man, not a husband because they're not married, at home. behave like a woman, behave like a mother. Tu vois ce que je veux dire? Have need education. But when the man came back, as he's no more a man, he's the one who have to do babysitting. The lady dress up, not like a lady, but just like she was on the beach. Go outside, tu comprends? Pour s'amuser. To have good time because she didn't have it. Tu comprends ce que je veux dire? Elle a quitté sa maison. They left the parents to have a family, to be free. They left the parents to be free. Mais we need to come back zero with all of them. Start back with the school. Ask the college, we need to see them. Ask the college, we need all the Wednesday to see all the youths. And this should be an obligation. Obligation, that means, Madame Barré, try to have a meeting with la CAF. C'est tout, hein? Et le problème est résolu. Tu as la CAF et le problème est résolu. And the database that we can have, that means all the list of family, private family that we have, you have, we have the list. We have a meeting with those families with the CAF, only with the CAF. Voilà, voilà l'éducation. Vous êtes une maman maintenant, vous êtes des parents, on va recommencer au début. On commence au début. Il y a l'éducation. When you have this education, for the woman just like for the man, and this thing concern the man now, the men have to know that ils ne peuvent pas lever une main sur une femme. You understand? They cannot come and not saying that the woman not doing the same thing. Mais l'homme là, we spoke about the women already, provocation. The man with his pants down, ça c'est, il n'est pas un homme. Have to say, I don't know why the camera tapen me, mais il faut savoir les garçons, avec vos pantalons en dessous, vous n'êtes pas des hommes du tout. Donc vous devez remonter ce pantalon et devenir des hommes, avoir un caractère d'homme. Et lever la main sur des femmes, ça se fait pas. So I don't know if you still have the activity of taekwondo. Have all those boys put them in taekwondo. Self-control. Because the taekwondo, people are going to see it like a violence. It's not a violence. Before they doing that, ils vont réfléchir. Oui. Il y a apprendre le self-control. Et ça, j'ai fait, I remember the number of years that I did taekwondo. But I did taekwondo with Sir Iman. And I can tell you the taekwondo is a real self-control. It's helping you. If you can have all those young people from the college, put them obligatoire. I'm speaking about judo. I have nothing wrong with judo. Boxing, I have nothing wrong. Mais le taekwondo, il y a une maîtrise. Et ils ont besoin, ces garçons-là. Because they move them for army. L'armée. And I'm sorry to tell you also, we have a lot of men. I'm not speaking about Margot. I'm speaking about French Quarter. I say that to tell you that it's not a small number. It's really important. Ils sont nombreux. On ne parle pas de 5-10 personnes. Hein? Ils sont nombreux. When they thief something, they go in a police station. They have their name. Now when they're young, they would la PJJ and after they go in jail. Do you think that those young men can do service militaire?
They have sleep.
Ils peuvent pas.
They have a sleep.
Donc quand c'est tout petit là, from le Omer Arondel, after they go in the college, for them they are big man. Tu vois, they're small, hein, but the big man. Those big men that no one n'a pas pu maîtriser là, c'est eux qui vont frapper les femmes après. And all those young ladies that they see their mother, je sais comment on appelle ces trucs slim là qui sont collés sur eux là. No, not the tattoo, the dress, you know, just the band suit, you know, dress just like a band suit. You can see their skin, you know, if there's a clothes or skin. You never see that in French Quarter? But they have to take back all the youths of the school and come back to their culture and déjà avoir une décence, être habillé. Tu comprends ce que je veux dire? So I'm not going to speak about. We have from 2015 to 2017 I really give it the year, I give it the month, 15, 17. Each Saturday, we did have to be an alert because they have only one small man who was fighting each Saturday her wife. Moving the wife from the house. She was a young lady, après elle a eu, avec beaucoup de bébés. She was still staying because she said, it's love. We have to say to the woman, that is not love. It's not because you love the boy, the man, the young fellow, he become a young man. And we have to do also something. I was speaking about the school. When I said young fellow, young man, I think about something. We have to be in contact with all the churches. We have to do a meeting with all the churches because all those youth that are speaking to you, I'm really sorry to say that they don't know about the church. I said church because I don't want to say they don't know about Jesus. If I said Jesus, c'est pas ça. C'est pas ça. The thing is that they forcing themselves to go to the school. Do you think that the school have time to speak about the marriage?
No.
The family?
That's not the rule.
Okay.
They have a program.
They have a program. So who's going to do it? When the association trying to contact the parents, we have all the children, we contact the parents. The parents just dropping the children at the association.
That's it.
A part. When the college said, okay, the association finished the program, the child go back to the college. J'ai pas de retour, hein? But the case still here. The child going to tell you, I'm not good at home. I have violence at home. When we're speaking to the mother now, it's normal, all is normal. So when it's coming at the stage that we saw this week, and after people said, I hear that people said, let us do a walk. I said, march.
They had a walk. There was a walk.
Yeah.
Okay, each time they have something critical, they're going to do a walk. You know? They're going after tomorrow, they're going back to jump up to the carnival, someone going to bed, they're going to do une marche. Non, c'est régulièrement. Et il faut vraiment know that the parents have to stop to be surprised. Ils doivent arrêter d'être surpris. Madame Arnel, vous me comprenez? Mm-hmm. When something happened, they're surprised. We didn't know. We didn't see. Oui, vous avez vu. Oui, vous avez vu. French Quarter small. Saint Martin small. Sometimes je marche. I can drive, I can walk. Et I prefer not. Je vois pas. Je vais tout droit. Parce que si j'arrête là, imagine you stop and a young mother. C'est Ben Sout qu'on dit ça en anglais. Mais c'est ça, ils sont tous en Ben Sout. Oui, ils ont leur show là, outside in the world, you know, in the street. It's a mother, a young mother. She may have 24 years, the most of them. Tu vois? And now when you're meeting the mother of this mother who don't have 24 years, the seamstress. And if you know association going to say, please dress up, they're going to say, comment on dit ça en anglais? Is your business, mind your business, c'est ça qu'ils disent en anglais? Et après quand il y a un meurtre, Hosanna, tu comprends? Quand il y a un meurtre, quand il y a un problème, tout le monde crie. Mais la base maintenant. For this reason, I'm going to leave Madame Janine Arnel all the technical part. I'm not going to cry for no one, really. I have a heart. But I know for those 90% of violence on the island have to stop. You have only 10% of love? 10% of love? So what you see on the streets with all the children, tout ce qu'on voit sur la route là avec les petits là, those small children là, they have parents. Mm-hmm. They cannot speak to the child because they're already afraid of their child.
Of course.
So if they're afraid of the child, imagine both parents. Ils sont perdus. Donc c'est là on a la jalousie, jealousy, la provocation, economic crisis, and you have the drug and alcohol. Because if the father not working, you're going to see it on the streets, drinking, smoking, you're going to speak to him, you're going to say, yes, but madam, I don't have no job. You're going to look for a job for him, you're going to go to job, you're going to work. But at home, on n'est pas à la maison avec eux. Quand ils veulent frapper, when they don't have nothing to eat, maybe the woman going to say, elle va recevoir une quête. The man going to say B, the woman going to take the street. Voilà. Donc, we have to start back this base. Okay? I want to leave Madame Janine Arnel the technical part, because today really I didn't want to speak as we are speaking when we're doing the event of Femmes Battues. A lot of Femmes Battues who working with me know me, maybe they will not understand why I'm speaking today like that.
Yes.
But no, enough is enough. Merci.
Thank you very much, Marie-Paul.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mais t'as pas fini, tu vas rebondir, ça peut pas être un échange ou t'es obligé de partir.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Janine Arnel. I am here as member of the Conceil de Quartier, but I also have another hat. I'm working in a collectivity on violence against women. I am here today because our community being affected by a violent crime a week ago. And I would like to say, Claire Price, we speak your name. I am here also to give my condolences to the family of Claire Price and to also the Jamaica community. What happened is not normal. But what happened, been happening already, and is going to continue if we do not bring awareness on domestic violence. Because as Marie-Paul, my friend, been saying a while ago, when something happens, we are very emotional people. We have a tendency of acting and then we go back to sleep. But we have to address the ills of our society. We have to know how much violence is happening in our community, why it is happening, and what can we do about it. We have to bring awareness because black eye and bruises has to stop. And everyone in this community has a role to play. All of us have to look within us to see what can I do at my level to stop this. Domestic violence, we have to take a holistic approach. Why is it happening? What government could do about it? What the media can do about it. Because Madame Marie-Paul was speaking a while ago about the image that we are vehiculating of what is normal in this society and what isn't normal. But we have to add the society at large has to address this problem. And I'm going to just read an extract because Marie-Paul speaks a lot about couple. She said, neither domestic violence is this, neither it's a control. It happens with also men are being abused. However, the majority of people that are being abused are the women. So today I'm going to make an emphasis on the women. Neither partner has a legitimate role in disciplining or controlling the other. When domestic violence is present in a relationship, the abuser and victim no longer share equal rights and responsibilities within the partnership. Why I read this? Because domestic violence is control. It's control of an individual, most of all a man, on a woman. But today we have the focus most of all on on physical abuse, but there are various other abuse that we are not addressing. We have physical abuse, yes, but we have also, and you touch on it a bit, we have sexual violence and abuse. How many young girls are telling you in our community that they've been raped? Consensual sex is not, non-consensual sex is not normal. You have to give your approval, your body is yours. You have also psychological abuse, because a lot of it goes crescendo. They start by telling you, look at you, you get fat. Look at you, you're not pretty. And it goes in on. I'm going to read certain little extract of each sexual violence abuse, physical abuse. But we have, as you said, economic abuse. And that is what is plaguing our society in St. Martin. Poverty. Poverty in St. Martin. So I'm going to just give, so that they can know, if somebody, when we read this, can say, hey, but that is happening to me. Physical abuse. It can be indicated when an abusive partner scratch, he bite you, he spit on you because it happened. Okay? He slap, he punch you, he throw objects at you, he could throw water on your head. He locked you in the house. You cannot go out. He threatened you with a weapon. We have cases of women who come to see us who said the gentleman sleep with a gun side of them. Could you imagine that you have to sleep, but there's a gun in your bed? Like, hey. The other type of abuse, and the list goes on and on, but the sexual abuse, no. You speak a lot about jealousy. You speak a lot about angry. You speak about, they call you sexual name. You're a bitch. They also physically, they force you to have sex with them even if you don't want. The psychological abuse, they ignore your feelings. They always claim to be right because they control you so much. Instead of saying, you make me do it. I didn't want, but if you didn't do that, then I would not have. And the economic abuse, the control of the money. When you have no money, you have no power. When I was growing up in French Quarter, the seniors used to tell me, your power is your education and your paycheck. Then comes marriage and so on. Today, I think Madame Claire Price, I speak her name again. This is one too many. Though there are associations, notamment your association, I had the privilege and the honor to participate with you all. There's other associations on St. Martin. They just create La Maison des Femmes in Marigot. They have Le Manteau de Saint Martin. But all of them are telling us that they cannot still deal with the amount of violence that is going on here. We have the statistics. I cannot give them to you because only the prefet is allowed to give you the statistics. But when we are in meetings, those statistics are high. And as Madame Marie-Paul was saying a while ago, it starts very early. Very, very early. Sometimes you speak about courtship. Your first boyfriend at 16 years, he's already considering you as a punching ball. So imagine when you get a baby, when physically you change, when there's no money, what is going to be? Today, I want to present you a document that was elaborated by the 3919, which is how you call that? A hotline, the national hotline, which is female violence information that you can call. And also by the Department of Seine-Saint-Denis in France, because they were the first to put in place la Maison des Femmes. So they had a know-how. And this document is used in all the departments in France. And because I don't have a habit of using everything that comes from France, we just try as much as possible to adapt it to our reality. But sometimes, some documents are so well done that we must use them. So this document that I have here today, we have it in English, we have it in French, and we have it in Spanish. What a privilege, the three major languages that are used in the St. Martin. In English it says, fighting against violence towards young women. And they start with, what is consent? Is the act of giving your approval consciously, freely, at any given time for specific situation. You can change your mind when you want, in accordance to your own reason. You do not have to justify yourself or be subject to pressure. In violentomètre, we see meter, which means that there's a graduation. It is a meter. If you measure it, it is a meter. There is green, there is orange, and there is red. Well, you know when you reach a red light, I mean you reach the critical situation. Enjoy your relationship is healthy when, and they're going to tell you when your partner respect your decision and taste, when he accepts your friends and family, when he trusts you also, when he's happy, when you feel fulfilled, when he gets your approval when making plans together. We are in this together. The warning signs, because there are always warning signs that Marie-Paul, you said that we have a tendency not to want to see. So he ignores you on the days when he is angry. I'm angry, don't have nothing to say to me. He blackmails you if you refuse to do something. He belittles your opinion and projects. I don't need your opinion. I'm a man. I do what I expect, what I feel. He made fun of you in public with his friends. He manipulates you. He's constantly jealous. Those are stop signs. But when things get out of hand now, where you have to protect yourself and get help, you are in danger. Vous êtes en danger. When he tells you, he calls you crazy when you reproach him. He blows a fuse when he is unhappy about something. He pushes, pulls, slaps, shakes or hit you. He threatens suicides because of you. Oh, if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. And if you have children, we're going to kill the children, I'm going to kill the child. Because most women remain in an abusive relationship because they believe they are protecting their children. But statistics shows us that children are suffering in abusive relationship, and that most of the time they are collateral victims also because they end up killing them. Or sometimes also they, because that is the only pattern they have seen, they become also abusers in their relationship. Then he touches you intimately without your consent. There was a film, My Body is My Body. When I say no, it's no. He threatens to circulate intimate photos of you. Now we know the power of the net. We know what circulates. And sometimes, most times, I told God, don't take pictures of yourself. You do not know how they're going to be used against you. Today you're in a relationship, tomorrow you're not in a relationship with that person. Today you have to occupy some big position, and there goes those pictures. And go down, also down the drain, your ambitions. The next thing is he forces you to watch porns. He forces you to have sex, as I said. Your body is your body, your no is your no. And this identical document, because we are in an English setting, I read it in English for you, but we have it also in Spanish. They replicate it in Spanish, and they have it in French. And the end say, protège-toi, demande de l'aide. I don't know if there are any questions, or if we can interact, how you see it, or David, if you want something specific, or if we were clear enough, because this is a subject that we cannot address in a day. We have, I have at the service, I so want to do it, because I believe that we cannot stop abuser cannot be a good father. You cannot beat your child's mother and say you're the best father in the world. But I have hope also, because those abusers, they are our sons, they are our brothers, they are our neighbors. And we have to let them talk, let them speak their truth also. There are men within this community, and I didn't get through to do it the 8th of May of last year, but it remains dear to my heart and to the heart of my service, that we have to have the men of this community speak out and say what is acceptable and what is not. Because when this horrible crime happened, there was some brave person in French Quarter that, as a man, that denounced it. And I commend him for his braveness. And I would like to see many other men use our own St. Martin twang in saying, I'm a lover, I am not a fighter. If she said no, it's no. I gave 2. I'm dropping that there, and I'm asking the men of this community to pick it up from there, to come to the Conceil de Quartier, so that we can make some kind of meaning to what is going on here, and to stop this in our community. Thank you.
Okay, what I wanted to ask you, if the lady or maybe gentleman too, but the same men getting abused, have this issue, but they don't want anybody to know. I see you had a number. Is there a number they can call? Because sometimes people need somebody to talk to.
As I said, Madam Marie-Paul, you're going to give, because you already have a circle with your association. You have a number out, and people will see you even on weekends. I know that, even in the night, because I had the occasion to work with you. You are the, in the night, you are the savior. Sometimes you have to hide because you have a life and you want to rest also. And there are various entities, but there is something that we have to address where abuse is concerned. Sometimes you don't know that you're being in an abusive relationship. And there are 5 words that we use, that I used to use as a social worker. And I told my colleagues, when somebody come by you because they've been abused, you doesn't have to project your belief on and say, only now you come? But you only, how, no. You have to, when you're in an abusive relationship, see what you just do. Today you advance. You come to the gendarmerie, or you come to the social worker, and then you're going to tell the gendarme, oh, I don't want to, I think he do it because he was mad, so therefore I don't want to press charges. So it's a constant, you have to take the person into consideration. Today they advance, tomorrow they go two foot backward, but you have to be constant with him. And you have to let them know that that behavior is normal. Sometimes they just come to you to ask you because they doubt that what they live in is not normal. Because you saw your mother being beaten, you saw your grandmother, you saw the neighbor, so you even don't know if what you're going through is really, it's not good, because that's the only model that you have. And that's why Marie-Paul says something. We have to go back to basics. We have to make the ladies and our girls and our young girls in our community to value who they are, to value themselves, and to be able to tell somebody, I am what I am. And I ask you to respect me. Nothing is a joke. When he starts to say the first word, when he hit you the first slap, you have to say stop. But we only could get to that point if it's a national, how you say, cause. Because in France, it is in beyond of France, so it's a national cause, and they're addressing it. There have been so much measures being taken. When I started social work, we didn't know who to call. Then afterward, we have Marie-Paul daughter, who was the first social worker that was within the gendarmerie. So you could go see her, because what? When I did my first training, I did it with the social workers on the Dutch side, because the French side didn't know what to do. Safe Haven and all those brave ladies took me under their wing, and they went with me to Curacao, Jamaica, to address that, because the French side wasn't up to date with that was concerned. And I thank them very much. It takes time, but we are here today, and we have to, as I tell you, everybody has to be concerned. The media, you, me, the neighbor. But we have to know what we're talking about, and we have to know, as you say, with to orient the people. So what we have to do is, in spaces like these, the Conceil de quartier, and the schools, because Marie-Paul is there, you just meet the most, what you call, cases. And the all over, where we could have these hotline numbers and who to contact. So today, I thank you very much. This is a first approach. But we have to get out those numbers so that discreetly, and all of us are sworn to secrecy. So we do not have the rights to give the name and to say who do what. Then they were training also, because when I did my first training in Curacao, some people tell me, but it's difficult for a woman that's being abused, that's being raped, to go to see somebody from the justice system, a man in a pants, somebody she can't trust, and she was just abused. But they all being trained. There was compulsory that everybody who has to deal with abuse, domestic violence, that they have to be trained. So the majority of people that are interfering in that manner in St. Martin, we have received, whether it be the gendarme, the police territorial, even a judge. Because not because you're a judge, you know exactly what to do. So everybody has to be trained. But you know, we are a religious community. And somebody asked me, where do St. Martin people go? I say, at church or school. So, of course, the match is Sunday, Saturday, everybody at church. So maybe we have to have a round table meeting also with these communities, because we did it. We did it already, so that we could make them aware of how to tackle this.
But imagine now, you talk about church, and I also hear that the pastor is sending porn to, members of the church. So imagine this problem is going on all over the place.
It's a why something. I'm a Catholic, and I take a back seat with Catholic, where my not my faith, but where my certain things I can't say, because I never lose my faith. But I take a back seat because so many people, so many young boys being abused by Catholic priests. and they just sweep it under the table. And I've come to believe, I come to hear also that most of,
that word you just used there, a lot of situation happening, and that's what we do. We sweep it under it.
Then we have a big case there with our first Prime Minister of France, Bayrou, a case where abuse was going on also within a school, a private school, and children was at that school, and he said, I didn't know about it. So you have to, these issues, we on domestic violence, but we especially bit on abuse, but we have to tell our children. I have in mind a film, Wa Mon Corps C'est Mon Corps, that I saw some 40 years ago. What is telling us, if you touch me, if you touch me a certain way, you can't talk, but you're not comfortable with that touch. From the time you feel uncomfortable. So there is we got to get equipped with tools, because tools existing. There's a card, how you say, a jeu de cartes, a thing of cards.
Yes.
And a card's telling you, suppose, I always retain this because I play it out with my children. Suppose the neighbor come and tell you he wants you to do something for you, or carry a load of water, and what you gonna say? My child had to say, no, he could carry it himself. Suppose somebody come pick you up at school and say that your mother sent me to pick you up at school. No, only 30 days or 20 days has the rights to pick me up. Sitting also on a gentleman is forbidden. Girls doesn't have the rights to sit on men's lap, because she is innocent. She will sit there, and then afterward, an abuser know how to manipulate. She's sitting there and she'll find it normal. And then it goes where we know.
So seeing this problem happen right in French Quarter, when, like I told you, a young girl or young boy have a situation, well, sometimes I hear the gendarmerie that said that problem is a relationship, family problem.
No, but there's a social, there's a social.
What we have to get to is, like you mentioned, we have to get to some of the hotspots where most people would be like church, school. So now the number, I want to know what's the number you want to put in those cases. Okay, we have my
You have the most of the time concern this thing of number. When they call in this number, is reaching in Guadeloupe. It's not reaching the platform.
The platform
not reaching already there. The most of the time, as Madame Arnell said when she said the gendarme, I can tell you at this point they don't have no time to call. Go to the gendarmerie, or you have France Victime. You have France Victime. They're going to see France Victime, do the dossier with France Victime, and the most of the time they're coming back to us. But the gendarme, as Madame Arnell said, you have the social worker. With a social worker, they will go really far in their dossier. And you have to know the social worker of the gendarmerie is a social worker of France Victime, a social worker la Maison de la Femme, the same social worker. So the only thing we have those numbers that I did with families, and the most of the time it was to hide, for the moment, to hide themselves. So everyone know, I know they know that they have this house that we call in the Manteau de Saint-Martin. The Manteau de Saint-Martin.
We find a child's association about the old hospital. When you go up the hill, there.
Voilà. So this is one thing we can say, but when the situation is critical, they have these big violences, really is not in the social media, is not on Ghetto-News, and not RFO. We're going to give it, because as soon they reach at the gendarmerie, they will know if they can stay in Saint Martin or if they have to move. If they have to move from their house, directly the gendarme will do them move from their house. They will not stay.
Because you're not protected custody, so you have to keep certain other apartments very secret.
Voilà, on peut pas dire.
Yeah.
For this reason, the association, most of the time when we see that the violence continue, we do the necessary to do them move from the island. And maybe you have a lot of people that you're not seeing. Where are these people? They maybe go on vacation. No. Il y a vraiment beaucoup de violence. And when you were speaking about the church, I want to speak about it. You're speaking about the pastor, preach, the prêtre. You have to know that the parents now are coming on the parents. You know those things. Yes, my children went to the church. I heard that I have pastors doing and I do so. Because only in this thing of Saint-Samar building, you have children again who not go in school. They have stage to do. They not go in stage. They stand between them, or the parents think that they are school. And after we hearing about someone rape someone, tu comprends? There are children who stand in the and they are, comment on dit ça encore, dans leur environment, dans leur petit camp là. And instead doing that, you have in churches, because you have really, if you can do it, Madame Barry, contact all the pastors. Apostles, pastors, evangelists, all the leaders of God, of the church, and we need we need them, because we make already a lot of meetings with the school, with the rectorat, with the préfet, with the gendarme, etc. Et ça ne change rien. But we know that in church, we have a grandmother. Okay, she can honor.
Yeah.
Okay.
What she said goes in the house, you know.
D'accord.
But what
La grand-mère.
To report on what Mary Paul said a while ago, we have abusers, but all men are not abusive. You understand? So we mustn't generalize. There are pastors that are not abusers. But what we have to do also is when we tell them, because it is highly punishable by the law, when we have the meeting and we let them know what can happen to them if therefore they find themselves in a situation like that, I think they're going to think twice. Right. But here in St. Martin, we have the impression that the law doesn't apply to the extent of what it's supposed to, that you could go to jail and come out and start back. We have to start now bringing down the law and telling them, listen, we got to speak law.
What happens is, a lot of people have to, report these kind of things, like let it be known, because a lot of these things hiding too.
Okay, when we are doing the day for the day for the Violence Day, and we doing also the Woman Day, we taking this time, to put the Woman Day to see the woman. They are not coming. Okay, we did a big meeting concerning violence. They're not coming, but they need to, because when you are doing this meeting, c'est un moment convivial qu'on passe, but a convivial with message, tu vois.
That's why I was telling you, if you don't have a number, because this situation, I believe, should be more privatized. Certain women will not want to talk in public or in...
It's not to talk in public.
It's not to talk, the awareness of it. It's not to talk really, but if you don't know what's domestic violence, if you don't know that you're being abused, there's a difficulty for you to say then that I'm going by the gendarmerie. It's not possible.
Je vais te dire pourquoi. Non. Oui.
It's...
Non, vas-y. Continue.
Go ahead.
No, vas-y, hein?
She was just asking me for information.
Okay. What we are going to say here, there's so much things going on. Violence is so rampant in our society, and at so young of age, children already in the primaire are showing some patterns, some behaviors that are not acceptable. That I think there's urgent, there's emergency, there's real emergency for us to start to do something. I don't know where to start. We've been we've been speaking about the church that have their limitations. We've been speaking about the school that are there to educate. That isn't their primary agenda. But we have to tackle this because we are losing. We are now a third generation nearly. As Marie-Paul said a while ago, it's very young.
I want to say one thing is that you all talk about the pastors and everything. But in the month of June, there will be a big meeting with the pastors, all the pastors from French Quarter, the Catholic, Methodist, Pentecostal, Adventist, all of them will be there. And I think at that time we will have the police, we have the gendarme. It's going to be a very big meeting that will be...
With the CLSPD?
Hein?
The CLSPD? Non?
Non, c'est quelque chose.
Ok, c'est à part. Le conseil de quartier, c'est...
Le conseil de quartier will along with them. You understand? It will be where we will be inviting parents and young people also. We try to do it down by the Roche Gravier, they said. You know, so... we are working on
Marie-Paul a while ago touched a subject with young people and teenage pregnancy because you're saying you're 50 years of age, you're already a grandmother. But what we have to bring, what we have to make the young people of this community understand is that having a child is not a status because probably they were not, valorised at home, and now that they have a baby, I am somebody. But some years ago we did some statistics and we realized that the majority of those young girls that have a child at a young age, the next year they have a second child. What could you do? You're in 20 years of age and you have 2 children. The caisse d'allocation familiale, what they call the prestation familiale, played a role. How you say in French, c'est la route de l'enfer est pavée de bonne volonté. For a social worker, are you going to think that, okay, I am wrong to say this? The idea of helping mothers that didn't have fathers and orphans was a good idea. But because of the poverty that are ingrained in our society, the only way most of these people could have survived is the more children you have, the more money you get.
Yes.
But they fooled them somewhere because allocation familiale could never rear children. And just when you need that money the most, when the children are big at 16 years of age, because most of the children are not going to school, they are failing, and that is the time they bring it down on you. Something nastily that was done also, as you say, every child needs a father. The role of a mother is not the role of a father, and a child needs to be structurized in a manner that he must know this role and that role. However, there was a time when the people from the CAF was roaming in your house and looking for pants and looking for a bag or looking for a casket to tell you that you have. Of course, you are a normal person. You're supposed to have a partner. But because you've given me some kind of money, I have to have a kind of underneath relationship and hidden relationship. When I was a social worker, also active social worker, I received so many men coming by me and telling me, I want to acknowledge my child, but the mother is forbidding me from doing it because, of course, he doesn't have a big salary, but she knew it at the beginning. And what the CAF is giving her for not having the father recognize the child was more than that, so she had to make a choice. But today, St. Martin is paying that price.
Yep.
We are paying that
You have
price.
Annette saying you hit the nail, you hit the hammer right on the nail. You have Annette saying you hit the hammer right on the nail.
Oh, that's it's live?
Yeah, we live. Long time
I didn't know it was live.
and you don't get to use it.
When it was
So,
live.
continue.
So we come into the end because it's a passionate subject. It's sad, and I'm going to say again, I speak your name. Price Claire.
Je vais juste ajouter un truc. Je vais, pour clôturer de ma part là, je vais juste ajouter un truc, le renforcement et mesures de soutien psychologique et social. So, as I was saying in the beginning, we have to do this. Is really this measure? Comment on dit ça? Mesure, and we have to do this social support. And I came back again on this thing of concern la CAF, because la CAF is someone who have the best database.
Yeah, they are.
That means you're going to the school going to give you a database, but the CAF have really are concerned the father and the mother. The CAF can help you also said, and you can help also some mothers who don't have how can I explain you, who don't have, they put their name, but it's the father who receiving it, and maybe the father on the other side.
Yes.
Il y a ça qui existe.
Ouais.
So when la CAF now have all the situation, they can help. The CAF can help you more than the France victim. You, because when you're starting to do the dossier of the person, you're going to call all other partners to work with us. You know, a meeting, as we said, the pastors, the school, la CAF, and we have to do this the database of all the families. You have someone else who can help us, because the most, when they go by the gendarme, they will go by the gendarme with wrong name. Tu sais qu'ils le font ça? They go to the gendarme with wrong name, wrong information, because at the end they want to a protection, that they want to really give the name of the person. They're going to say they're going to call the association CSI. Can you call the gendarme for us to do a wrong of, comment on dit ça, un rond, un truc de sécurité là. They are going to call the gendarme. They're going to tell me, Madam Rousseau, we're doing it already. The thing is that the person didn't porter plainte.
Yeah.
Go to the gendarme is something, but porter plainte is something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is what
First
happened.
they used to have main courant. That was a problem also. You go to the gendarme say, I doing a main courant. That is awful. There's a possibility, and I have the term here in English in my document, by the procedure for obtaining an order of protection. So we have the whole procedures, and we're speaking about the gendarme, but the awareness is so large that we have also the medical field. If you go to the dentist, the midwife, because when you go by the dentist and you lack in teeth, he knows exactly that somebody knocked them out. So there's a document that he has to follow. First, the medical professionals who are telling you, I cannot tell you how much days, because the days of incapacitated of the person is going to determine what the judge is going to base on to sanction them. Mm-hmm. So now the midwife also, because they realize that most abuse happen also when you're pregnant. So if the midwife who is following you up notice a certain amount of things, she has a document, call that the tools. There are so many tools out there. Tools also that she has to follow. So nobody today can say they didn't know. And the school also, they have an obligation. If there's a child that been witnessing abuse at home, as we say, they are collaterals, they have an obligation to call, and you can even don't give your name. You just say this is happening and there is a follow-up. I assure you that there is a follow-up.
Donc ils doivent faire le 39.
Le 39-19.
Ils doivent faire le 39-19. Ils doivent faire le 39-19, the 3919. But they have another. I know that they put a place. It have 6 months another number to go more faster, because the 3919 is a platform. The time that they answer. For this reason, they can do 3919, but really is to go directly and not be afraid to go directly to go to the gendarme, and not be afraid to say that you are a victim. You have to say that you are a victim, because people don't like to say they are a victim, but when after it's too late, you have to stop it. Why you have to stop it? If you're an abused woman, you have to stop it that because your child who's seeing that going to be abused also, so you have to break it.
You have to break the cycle of violence.
Yes. Okay, folks, there you have it. Live on Ghetto-News to the world. I believe also, though, seeing that the Conceil quartier is very concerned, they should have a number, a special number that people who don't maybe, like I would say, they have some people afraid to go by that next thing. And they want to trust maybe a local person. We should have some kind of access, I believe. And even for even event, I believe they have something right now here in a ball field, and the Conceil quartier don't know nothing about them.
Something. Excuse me about that. I did already close up. I would like to how you say big up somebody that did a nice play. Evelyn Fleming. Evelyn Fleming is working within the educational system, and she brought about a film. You was there the night, les mots sur les mots, words and words, because in French mot, M-A-U-X mean pain, and mot, M-O-T-S mean words. So there was a play of words, and it was played out, but very well. For me as a social worker, for me who over 10 years work with women, every aspect of the domestic violence was here. You come, you advance, you go back. He loved me not. How you could lose your mind also. It was well put together. It was seen by all the different associations on St. Martin, French side and that side. And I will ask her if she can replay, she can do that here for the Conseil de Quartier, because most of the people that were playing are teachers, are people from here, St. Martin, so you could get them together easily. And I would ask her if she would like to play that out. And believe me, there's nothing as realistic as that play.
I like that. I think in the future, Madame Barry, as the head leader of the Conceil de Quartier, they should look into making film like that, little rules in French Quarter, where we can show them how to live, because we have to start the example too with ourselves. So if people see how you living, then they can follow, because people like to follow what they see.
We need role models.
We need role models.
We need role models.
We here say French Quarter. Too, we can make our own film.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can make our own film. Not to be a thing, I am gifted in that.
Okay then, good.
Yes, I'm gifted in making, arranging.
All right.
In fact, the Armin family, that is us.
Okay.
We can go AIDS.
That is something our grandmother and my mother, it's in us.
Yeah, because she had something very nice. She had something very nice on Alzheimer's.
Yes.
So
all of those are little days.
Yeah. We lack of the levity of back in the day. We lack of that.
J'allais répondre à ta question.
oui.
J'allais répondre à la question de M. Sutton, David Sutton, qu'on appelle Ghetto-News. J'allais répondre à ta question. Concern the number that you said, a special number. We cannot have it like that. Do you know why? Because we have the secret, that's the secret de la personne. We have to be sure that the person who will, don't forget that St. Martin is a small island, and that when they receive those kind of information, they have to keep it for them. Vous comprenez ce que je veux dire? On ne peut pas donner, on ne peut pas avoir un truc où après on entend, we hear the people life and the world.
Because you see, social workers, a social worker that I am, we are sworn to secrecy. I know that whatever I hear within my profession, I don't have the rights to repeat it. But it is not given to everybody because that's not sometimes. So what I'm saying is in an ideal world that would be it. But what we have to do is we maybe have to get these other associations to come also around a round table like this and to speak about what they're doing so that you could know where, according to where's the problem, where to send them also.
C'est gendarmerie.
Okay, thank you. So my pulse taken on you, I have to contact the gendarmerie.
Oh yes,
yeah,
because when people come in and speaking about it to the association, I can tell you when they wait and the next day to go to France Victime, it's too late. Dès qu'il vous arrive quelque chose, vous allez à la gendarmerie. And if you have the time, go to the hospital, to the report also.
Okay, good.
Parce que le temps de rester, you stand tonight at your house 3919, wait and another day 3919, tu as le temps de recevoir, tu vas directement à la gendarmerie, vous faites votre rapport et puis vous allez à l'hôpital. The most of the people, when they go into the gendarme, they go back home, go to the hospital because c'est pas si on dit blue aussi en anglais quand le coup que la personne va recevoir. Tomorrow you will not have it. Pour ton rapport, tu dois avoir une preuve que tu es une personne battue pour mettre fin à ça. Et c'est tout.
That's why I spoke.
Si maintenant le voisin entend la femme en train de crier,
il peut appeler anonymement. Alors si le voisin,
si le voisin peut appeler directement il appelle directement la gendarmerie. Là c'est une urgence. Il appelle la gendarmerie. La gendarmerie va se déplacer rapidement. Par contre, ce que tu as dit là, les gens ne savent plus faire ça. Les voisins n'interviennent plus. Ça, ils ne le font plus.
I don't snitch.
Et ça, ils doivent savoir que c'est là, les personnes qui sont témoins, ils doivent témoigner. S'il y a un meurtre, s'il y a un meurtre lors d'un contrôle, ces personnes seront dans leur tort. Hein. Ils ont été complices d'un meurtre.
But there's a possibility. There's a possibility to call without giving your name. That's what we got to bring to the people. We are not obliged to say, this is Janine Arnell, I'm calling to say so and so. I could say so within my profession. This is the social worker who calling. But if I'm a neighbor and I'm witnessing something, I can call and the gendarme will listen to it, even if you don't say who you are.
Okay.
They will take your call into consideration.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Malay. This was a very informative information.
But unfortunately, we have to wait on such a sad situation. Yeah.
So I'm very proud of the Conceil de Quartier for always want to put in info and want to be there for the people in French Quarter and in St. Martin as well. So people, don't hesitate to share, comment, and let's stick together as a community.
And let us end this. Stop the violence. Stop the violence.
Je vous remercie de m'avoir invité.
Goodbye, Janine Arnell.
You're welcome.
All right.
Always.
And the leader of the Conceil de Quartier. Have a blessed night, everyone.
Thank you also. Love you.